Hello and welcome to another tutorial. Today I will show you the extension from my live stream which I had yesterday, and in this one I will show you how you can load data into Power BI from a folder. And we will also test the refresh function, and you will see how easy it is to get data from a folder in Power BI. But first, let me introduce myself. I'm Catherine. I'm founder of the Colors of Fabric, former fabric female fabricators, and Power Platform User Group Hamburg. I'm also a managing partner from Yoda BI. You can find me on GitHub, and also the content from today you can download there. You can write me an email. You can go on my blog, follow me on LinkedIn. Hopefully you are a follower here on YouTube. And now let's start. We will start with my webpage because I mentioned it before. This is an extension from the live stream I had yesterday. Yesterday I showed you in 1 hour how to build a report from scratch, and the good thing, we will use the same data, so nothing will change regarding the data, so that it will be familiar for you. And yeah, let's start with the Power BI desktop. First, we have to open the Power BI desktop. And then we have to choose our source, which we can do over Get Data. In the ribbon bar above, you found Get Data. You can click on it, and then you see here the different loading options, and you have also More. We need to click on More because the folder is not there, but here it is, and you can simply click on it. If you don't find it, you can also search here for folder, so there are different options you have. Then we will connect. And this is very simple. It's a folder from your desktop. So nothing complicated, no permissions needed, access. Hopefully you have access to your desktop. And then you can browse for your folder. I put it here in my OneDrive. There it is, webinar, loading data. And I will load my English folder. Okay. So that's it. So you click on the folder, then a Power BI will see the files in it, and it's very important. I can't stress that enough, because most of the people think, okay, now I have a folder and can put everything in it. No, just your files, and the files has to be the same structure. That's also very important, because we put the files underneath. So we will connect them. So it's not a join, it's an append. And that means that they have to be the same structure. Otherwise, you have, for example, columns with null values and so on. And no pictures. I often saw that as well. So now you see we have household groceries for January, February, and for March. And then we can click on the button Combine, and then it will open a menu, Combine and Transform. If you have an older version for Power BI Desktop, it will automatically show Combine and Transform data normally. Yes. So in our case, we also could click Load directly because there is nothing to change. But I always recommend to check first your data. Otherwise, it could be that there maybe are some errors in it, or data type is not right, and so on. So let's see. Here's a little preview of your data, and you can also choose the file which you will have first. It is very important, as I mentioned, it has to be the same structure. But if one file, for example, has one column more, of course you can choose it, but then it should be the first, so that the data will be also added. Otherwise, if you add another file where the column don't exist, could be that it's not there then. So make sure that the file with the most columns is on top. You can simply choose one. You can also check the data here. As I mentioned, it's a preview of the data, and then you can click OK. And now in the background, Power BI will generate a little helper function, which automatically combine your files. And I will show you that. So now you see we are in the Power Query editor. Most of you maybe know that already. So you have here the Power Query editor in which you can now transform your data. You can shape it a bit, and it is the same like in Excel. So in Excel, you can also use the Power Query editor if you want. And now let's take a closer look into our helper function. So you see here now we have helper queries, we have a parameter, we have the sample file which we choose, and then we have transform files, which is a little function which is like a template, so that if you load the data, every file knows how it has to be, that everything is in order. And then Power BI show us a little preview. So that is the thing. So what it look like. And in the end, we get this this file where all the files are combined. And you can check if you want. If you click on source name, you will see here we have now the January, we have the February, we have the March, and so on. So now, if you not believe me that this also can automatically refresh, so that if you put in a new file, we can check that. So we can go in our folder. Let me open it. And so you see here now, this is our folder, and we have here our 3 files. Now I could go into my download folder because I prepared something here. I will copy that, go back into my folder and go into the English one, put in the file, and now you see, oh, it's the German one. I should also maybe copy the English one. And that's the groceries. There it is. And then we go back. English. That's the problem with bilingual. So now we have now the spendings for April as well. And so now it's in. I can click in the Power Query. You could also click, if you are ready with your visuals and so on, you can also click here on refresh. You can also, of course, create an automatic refresh if you are in the Power BI service. But for now, let's check if everything works perfectly. And now we open and we see here, ta-da, we have our April file as well. So if you have, or you get the next file, you can simply put it in the folder, then you can make it automatically, or you can also manually refresh if you want. Very simple, very easy. Now we could shape the data a bit. You see here underneath the header, there are some words valid, error, empty means it checks if you have here some empties in it or some errors. If you don't see this, you can go on view on top, and there is a column quality, and if you switch it on, you can see here the quality of your columns. You could also switch on the column distribution, where you can see if values are unique or distinct. So it's a little preview of your data, and the column profile is also sometimes very helpful. For example, if I click on unit price, I can see here the count, I can see the distinct, I can see the min and the max values, I can see the average of my columns. So this is can be very helpful if you need a little sneak peek into your data to see if there are some anomalies or errors or something. So yeah. But for now, we don't need them, so we stay with column quality. That's enough. And also a very important thing in the Power Query is that you see the applied steps, so you can see what you have done. If you don't see it, it could be that the query setting on the left could be switched off. So if you want, you can switch it on, and then your applied steps will be here. So in these, you can see everything you've done, right? So it is like a little history of your doing here in the Power Query editor. Small tip for that. If you want to, for example, add comments, this is very great for structuring documentation. You can simply on the right click in the applied step on one step and then open the menu, go on properties, and there you can add a little comment. And if you submit it, you can see here a little info, and then you also see the message we have here. This is a very good idea if you work with more people together on something, so everyone is aware of, okay, why did he done this, or for yourself. So after 1 month, I'm sure you're not, but maybe not, you're not able to remember why have you done that. So this is also a good thing to remember. Okay, then the next step would be before we reload everything, we can click on source name and we can delete it because I guess we don't need it because we have already the date. And you see the date type is not correct, so we have to change it. For that, we go to the applied steps on the right side, click on change type, and you see here we can simply open the menu on the column on the left, and then we can switch it to date. We can also say insert, but then Power BI will remember, okay, you are in the step change type. And then we say, okay, not add a new step, but please replace the current. Otherwise, you would have a new change type. And every step you will do here will cost a bit of performance. So make sure that you don't duplicate steps or that you have steps which are not necessary, which would make your loading process a bit slower. Okay, then let's go back, and now you see in the applied steps if we are on a last step, which I would recommend if you work here. Otherwise, maybe you put in a step which you don't want and then everything will broke. It is like a recipe for cake. So if you switch, for example, the baking point, then at the end you have no cake, you have only the butter, and that would be not so nice, right? So make sure that you are on the right step. And then you see here the date is now correct. Let's check the items. This is a text type, category as well. Quantity, price, and total is also fine. And as I mentioned in my live stream, make sure that if you have decimal numbers, don't switch them to fixed decimal number, because this causes an error in the front. If you round up your totals here, could be that there are some cents missing, or euros or dollars or whatever. So make sure that you use the raw data and don't use a fixed decimal number. Otherwise, this will round up to 2 digits after the comma. That would be not good if you have, for example, 3 or 4 digits after the comma. Okay, that's fine. Looks good. One thing I would change as well is the name of my table. I would name it maybe my spendings, so that I know, okay, this is my spendings here and nothing else. And that's it. So now we are ready to upload or to load our data into our Power BI report. So we can go on Home and click on Close and Apply. And now the data will go through all the steps you saw in the applied steps, and then it will load the data, and this will do every month. So if you have a new file, you put it in, it will go through the script, and then you get your output. And now you see it, it's loading. If it's done, then also the warning bar above will disappear. And now you see you have here on the right side, your spendings, you have your category, date, item, quantity, total, unit. Everything looks fine, everything looks good. And that was the first part of our load data. The next step will be the modeling part. So we will create the date table. We will create the date table with DAX, with data analytic expression. And I will talk a bit about dimensions. I will talk about fact tables, schemas, and so on. So if you are interested, please join the next video. And don't forget to visit my website and take a look into the data escape rooms, where you can check and challenge yourself if you have the knowledge to escape the room. Let's see if that is possible, and have fun with Power BI. See you next time. Bye bye.